Three more questions. I guess this is page, is it, it's that chart.
Okay, yeah.
On page
That's the one.
146, I guess, in our package. And I'm looking at the ESR possibilities or requirements. And I know that in our staff report, and we'll get a chance to ask Brent some questions, staff certainly recommend that we err on the side of caution if we choose 3 or 4 to do the ESR, and yet you've got none in here, so help me with that.
Yeah, I guess that comes back to sort of my personal opinion would be that you're not in the option sort of 1 to 4, which is the orbital plants. You went to the public and you said, we're going to build a plant for 4659 cubic meters a day. It's going to be an orbital mechanical tertiary treatment plant. It's going to have an effluent criteria of this. All we're doing now is we're going to say, we're going to build an orbital plant. It's going to have, tertiary treatment. It's going to have effluent criteria. Exactly what we said before. All it's going to be is smaller. And to me, the effect on the environment, which is what we're looking at again, having a greater effect on the environment, is actually less. So you're actually impacting the environment less by making a smaller plant because you're putting less treated effluent out to the lake. So the way I read the EA document, you don't have to absolutely do an addendum. The ministry's saying, we think it's a good idea.
The ministry's saying you're on the side of caution, staff are saying that, and we'll likely have to have our lawyer give us a comment, maybe not. Anyway, okay, just one additional thing in terms of that item. When we were doing the presentation, you did say it's probably pretty important that we do have some kind of public meeting so that folks in the area, especially I guess I'm thinking Southcott Pines, where we've got 40, 50, 60-year-old septic systems, they need to know that there's nothing here for them, and that they're going to have to pay, or somebody's got to pay the full shot someday. Yeah, they need to know that.
And that was the ministry guy's point. Was that
just 2 more then. I guess you're very confident that Build Canada is going to accept 3 and 4.
I can't guarantee it, but I'm pretty confident that they're going to accept it.
And I guess the only thing that kind of works through my mind, I look back at the problem statement of the original application, and of course, we know that you're talking the effluent will be fine, regardless of what, so this is all good. But I guess the original problem statement when we submitted that application was to remove 3,500 septics from functioning and have them part of the greater master plan. So that's my little niggly concern in the Build Canada.
And again, you have to get that clarified by them. They kept saying, until we see something in front of us, we can't comment. My answer to that is that you still have the ability to get those out, replace those septics in the future because the plant is there and it's expandable. So,
okay, I guess one last one. That's about all I've got at the moment. There are 2 options that are recommended. I know that many around the table are leaning toward option 3. I guess is there anything in that option 3 that we could do, like in the name of low cost, because I guess that's our factor now. We're doing this for cost only. Is there anything way that we can design this plant to provide for any future expansion?
Oh yeah. It's all. I mean, that's just good. That's just good planning, right? When you lay out the footprint, you make sure you've got space reserved, and if you've got pipes coming in, you make sure that they can be easily connected to go different places, without spending a lot of costs in the future. Yeah, I mean that's all just good planning, right?
That's the critical thing in our decision making too, is if with either plan that it is expandable.
No, and it very much is expandable.
And maximize the funding now.
Councilor Monticello.
Yeah, just a quick one, Mike. Both 3 and 4 are scheduled to be compliant with Building Canada, correct?
said that as long as it was tertiary and it was a mechanical plant, that the EA change wasn't going to be effective. It clearly said that sitting there. So, I get municipal world, as we all do, and in 2 issues, it stated that municipalities were being overburdened and in the end couldn't afford what they'd built in infrastructure going too large. And that there are municipalities out there that are suffering due to the dollars coming in. At last council meeting, Deputy Mayor told us that because our wonderful people have recycled and been very careful with the water, that the water dollars coming in have gone down. We're hoping that in the future people here are looking at things in a save a dollar where you can sort of thing. So, these plants are capable of being upgraded.
Yes.
Thank you. At the New Hamburg lagoons, when we had the opportunity to go and look at them, we got to walk around the lagoons as well as we were through the mechanical plant. At both the lagoons and at the end product before it went through the ultraviolet lights, there was no smell, and I commented on that to the engineer that was there from the city of Kitchener, and he was the guy that was in charge, so he knows his stuff and he knows what's going on. And I asked him why it didn't smell like crap, literally. And he said it's because it comes back and is filtered and things are done to it and it becomes earthy smelling. It's not an unpleasant smell, it just smells earthy. And value engineering means that we're going to remove some of the items. As we build forward and we do things with it, and we want to put a panel on top to collect the sunlight to help costs in the future, are all of these options that we did have in the original one able to be put onto this plan?
Yeah, no, you can. I mean, it's, again, you just, whatever's important to you as a municipality, you can look at it and say, okay, we can't afford it today, but leave provisions for that.
So if we wanted to put a solar panel on the roof to help
you could,
electricity, so will we be able to wire this plant for that for the future?
You could have it, yeah, you could design it so that whatever, however you want to deal with the solar, whether it would go back in the grid or whether it go back in the plant, you'd leave space for those panels and make sure the roof was structurally sound, or it's going to be structurally sound, but designed to be, you know, having extra supports for whatever weight that would take.
That's great.
Yeah.
So nowadays, we're in a hard economic times. It's been told to us over and over and over. And we're seeing our quotes come back in for everything else that we've put out for bids and tenders as coming in lesser than they're doing. So obviously, vendors out there are hungry and they're eager to give us quotes at a lower rate than probably a year ago. Is that correct?
Yeah, generally that is correct. I know on the engineering side, it's terrible. I hate things, but
yes.
Yeah, it's, no, you're absolutely right. It's
okay. And what about a septage component? Did I understand that one of these 3 or 4 has a septage component, or is that something we have to add on? Because I understand that septage is making some municipalities money. Is also another way to get local trailer camps to help reduce their fees of when they empty their tanks.
Yeah.
If they don't have to drive so far, they can locally go, so they save money, but we make money still at the same time. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, all these plants will, or the options being shortlisted, will all be able to manage septage.
So we would have to add septage if we wanted
to
to
add septage.
Okay.
And
thank you.
It's not a huge cost. Depending on how you do it, it's not a huge cost.
Perfect, thank you.
The septage has just been dumped into the lagoon, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's
If
how
you're
we
going
do
to
it.
plantation, it would be,
Which would add to the smell, probably.
It would, yeah.
It doesn't have to smell.
Yeah.
Councilman McGuire.
If you can go back to slide 6, the flows, we have kind of designed this year analysis. Oh,
That one or
no, next.
that one?
No, keep going. All the way.
Oh.
Sorry, I want to go forward.
Oh, okay.
Right there.
There, okay, yeah.
Now, what plant design is that? Is that the full orbital or the half orbital? Because on one of the slides you show that you have a capacity possibility of 39, 33.
Okay, what this is the full orbital.
Yeah.
So that's the full orbital, and then the half orbital, as we through the analysis, is half of that, which is 39.63.
Okay.
So yeah, it compares 39.63 compared to 24.73.
And then just to follow, what the